Flattening the curve. Oh, good Lord, people. It's already started. We have successfully flattened the curve with all these social distancing, otherwise known as governmental herd control policies. You're being lied to. We're all being lied to. We've been lied to from the very beginning. We've been lied to about when this came out. We've been lied to as to where it broke out. We've been lied to as to death rate. We've been lied to about the contagion rate. We've been lied to about what strand this is. We've been lied to about how deadly it is. We've been lied to about everything. Governor Cuomo lying about ventilators. California lying about the masks that they had but they said they didn't have. Been lied to from day one of this disease. I've pointed it out as many times as I can, and you're still buying the bullshit. The new bullshit of the day is the flattening of the curve. We've successfully flattened the curve. Are you fucking high? Do you people not know how to use your brain and think critically? There are two examples, and I'm going to give you more, that blow that theory out of the water. One is New York City and one is Japan. New York City was the first state to implement the full-blown draconian stay-at-home, shelter-in-place, blah, blah, blah bullshit in the United States. Oh, well, they were 2 weeks late. No, fuck you, you're wrong. They were the first ones to implement it. They are still climbing. They're not getting as many new cases per day, but they are still climbing. Even though everything's shut down, even though you can't go outside, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't this business can't operate, this person's not essential, all this other shit they've implemented, they didn't flatten the fucking curve. It's a normal course of this goddamn virus. If you look at the curve that we're experiencing in the United States and compare it to every other fucking country, there's a time lag. You know, we're 2 weeks behind this country and this country's 2 weeks behind us, whatever. You mash them all up, the curve is exactly the fucking same. Japan is the other end of the spectrum. Japan hasn't implemented any of these draconian measures. They have not done the social distancing bullshit. They haven't done the quarantines or any of that crap. Japan is a highly density population country. They have cities, they have country, just like we do. If you look at them in comparison, when you do a per capita breakdown, they are lower than us. New York is higher than them. New York implemented those procedures. Japan did not. Comparative city to city, New York to Tokyo, Tokyo is way fucking lower when it comes to number of cases, per capita cases, number of deaths, etc. So New York City, who implemented the draconian bullshit, high. Japan, who didn't implement any of the draconian bullshit, low. Those two things alone blow that out of the water. Then you can throw Sweden into the mix. They did what Japan did. They said, fuck you, we ain't doing it. Look at their numbers per capita. Look at their death rate. Way lower. Then you look at, even within our own country, you can look at South Dakota and Iowa as an example. Oh, well, they're more spread out. They're more country. They're the flyover states. Fuck you. Look at their major metropolitan areas. If you look at the per capita rate, they're the same or less than the cities that have implemented the draconian fucking bullshit. And you can also look at the number of cases of flu, pneumonia, all the other contagious diseases. New York's still on the fucking rise. None of that slacked off. I'm not talking about the deaths, that's coming up. I'm talking about the number of people who've caught those diseases. How the hell are people still catching the flu when they're locked away in their own fucking house? Don't come at me with this stupid shit because I'm going to blow you out of the fucking water. I had a discussion a couple times today about flattening the curve. Oh, we've done a great success. Bullshit. The two examples I gave you, New York City and Japan, blow that bullshit out of the water. Then you can throw in other countries and other states and other cities into the mix to show that it's a complete bullshit lie. Just like we've been lied to from day one. People have died from this disease. People have caught this disease. Not arguing that point. Every single model, every single prediction about the number of cases and the number of deaths because of this disease have all had to be turned down well outside of the margin of errors of each and every prediction and each and every model. Every single one. It's not because of the draconian governmental herd control measures that we've all had to fucking face and undertake. No, it's not that. It's the normal course and the normal life of this virus. point blank, end of sentence, full stop. If you line up everybody's timeline, if you line up the curve from every country across the fucking planet, they are exactly the same. Maybe a little few variances because of population or per capita counts or whatever, but the duration and the peak is the fucking same when you look at actual fucking numbers. I'm not talking about death, I'm talking about number of cases. It's a bunch of bullshit. If you believe it, you're fucking ignorant. You don't know how to think, you don't know how to think critically, you don't know how to look at the bigger picture of this shit. Now, you want to talk about deaths? Let's talk about deaths. We can't trust what's being put out. We can't trust what China says right off the top. We can't trust what Italy's putting out. We can't trust what Spain's putting out. We can't even trust what's being put out in the United States. It's flat out being said, if somebody is positive for coronavirus, whether the coronavirus was a contributing factor or the primary factor, even if it wasn't any one of those two, they're still being counted as a corona death. In fact, they've even gone so far, if somebody dies before the lab result comes back, they are presumed to be positive if they display the symptoms before the lab results even fucking come back. Dr. Bricks, out of her fucking mouth, said the same thing, or said that exact word. So now we can't even trust the death count. We can't trust how deadly this disease is. April 9th, 2020, 15,000 and chain deaths in the United States. 0.0004% of our population. By this point in time, by all the other estimates, we were supposed to have over 2 million deaths from this disease. 2,015,000. It's still going to rise, but now we can't trust. Of that 15,000, how many of them are actually because of corona? How many of them how many of the 15,000 that have died has corona been the primary or contributing factor of death? How many? We don't fucking know. We'll know later. It'll come out on page 10, subparagraph 3, sentence number 2, where nobody's really going to pay attention to it. It's not going to be a fucking headline anywhere. But yet, we flattened the curve. No, we didn't. This virus is nowhere near as deadly as it is. I put a Facebook post out today that said, if you believe in the social distancing measures that are being taken all over the planet, you have to believe that this is the deadliest virus that ever hit planet Earth. Because this is the only time in our history where we have done what we've done on a global scale. With all the shutdowns, all the quarantines, all the social isolation bullshit. You have to believe that. If you look at the numbers, it's blatantly not true. Yes, people have caught the disease. Yes, people have died. Not arguing that point. Look at the numbers. Look at the totality. Even if we accept the lies being sent to us about the COVID deaths, globally speaking, 0.0004% of the global population has died from this disease. Period. Full stop. End of sentence. That's the number. But yet we shut the fucking planet down because of that fucking virus. The flu is a comparative when it comes to numbers. I'm not talking they're the same disease. I'm not talking they're the same virus. I'm not saying that at all. Looking at the numbers, they are comparative. H1N1 was worse. But our hospitals weren't overran and all the other fucking skies falling bullshit that you chicken little piece of shit motherfuckers keep putting out. It's a bunch of bullshit. You're being lied to. You're swallowing this lie, hook, line, and sinker. You're picking up the phone. You're calling the police on your neighbor. You're turning people in because they're not social distancing. There's now a law or thing coming out in California, Riverdale, Riverside, one of the two, can't remember, that if they've dictated, the king has ruled that all the peasants of this fucking city have to wear a mask when they go out in public. If you don't, you're going to get a $1,000 fine for every day of every incident that you get caught being outside without a mask. People are having to wear ankle monitors. People want to track your fucking cell phone. Over 15,000 total deaths in the United States. Over this month, this virus has been out for 4.5 months. 4.5 months. 15,000 people have died. 7,500 people die in the United States every fucking day. That's 2 days. 7,500 plus 7,500 is 15,000 for you unmathed people. But yet, we flatten the curve. How fucking arrogant, how fucking hypocritical, how fucking stupid do you have to be to believe all this bullshit that's been put in front of you? I've given you numbers, I've given you data, I've given you facts, I've given you references, I've given you links. And yet you're still, oh, great job, people, we pulled together. We've flattened the curve. No, you didn't do shit other than surrender your rights because somebody had the sniffles and a few thousand people died. More people died in one day of combat in World War II than the last 4.5 months of this fucking disease. That many people die in 2 days in the United States. But yet you want to celebrate. You want to think and pat yourself on the back because you turned your fucking neighbor in. Because you're wearing your mask every day. Because you're wearing your fucking gloves when you go to the grocery store. Because you're sitting at home complaining on Facebook or YouTube or whatever the fuck else because you're so bored at fucking home. But yet you want to congratulate yourself. You want to stroke everybody off because you think that you did something to trample or to tampen the curve. You're a bunch of fucking sheep if you believe that shit. Piss you off. I know it does. You're going to turn this video off. That's great. You can't think outside the fucking box that's been fed to you or that's been placed around you. That's your fucking problem, not mine. Look at the big picture. Look at individual countries' numbers. Look at individual cities' numbers. Look at from beginning to end. Look at all of it. I do it almost every day. That's why I get so frustrated with this bullshit because people are believing the bullshit that's being fed to them. People want to say, oh, Fox News. Fuck you, Fox News is doing the same goddamn thing. On the scroll board thing on the side, they constantly have numbers up there. What are they not showing you? They're not showing you the recovery rate, which is 2 to 4 times the amount of the death rate. They're not showing you the amount of people that have been tested negative, even though they were in a high probability group, which is 4 times as high as those that test positive. They're not showing you that shit. They're not showing you the recovery people that never went to the hospital or that got tested and got sent home without having to go on a fucking ventilator. But yet you want to believe this shit. You want to believe you had something to do with flattening the curve. The hospitals are being overran. They're having to step over dead bodies. Show me the fucking pictures. 4.5 months into this, if that was the case, these pictures would be leaked. What do we get in the news? Pictures of goddamn mannequins at a fucking training hospital. CBS trying to pass off video from Italy as some fucking hospital in New York. There's a Army hospital, or the National Guard set up a makeshift MASH hospital outside of Seattle. They were there for 9 days, not one fucking patient. They're tearing it down. But yet we're going to be overwhelmed. We're going to be overrun with these corona zombies. Governors are lying to you. Mayors are lying to you. The Congress is lying to you. The president is lying to you. I mean, it's going to piss a bunch of you people off, but I don't care. Dr. Fauci's lying to you. He's got stake in the fucking company that's pushing this goddamn vaccine. Oh, you want to cry about Trump having stock in the company that does the malaria drug? He's got $99 stake through a mutual fund. Fauci stands to make millions, if not more, off this fucking vaccine that they're trying to fucking push. But oh no, we flattened the curve. Think outside your fucking nose. Think beyond your own fucking box. Think beyond it. Think about other people. Think about the economy. Think about the economy. That's a good one. 16 million fucking people that are unemployed now directly because of this COVID bullshit. I did the math on that. That's 4.8% of the United States population is now unemployed because of that shit. Oh, break it down even further. Only 164.6 million people make up the workforce in the United States. Everybody else is too young, they're disabled, they're retired, or can't work. That 16 million makes up 9.7% of our eligible workforce that's now no longer employed. But you pat yourself on the back. Add that to the existing, which is roughly 4%. We now have 13.7% of our eligible workforce that's now unemployed because you think you flattened the fucking curve. Because you want to pat yourself on the back for the good job you did by social distancing. For turning in your neighbor for having a fucking birthday party. For flying, you applaud the drones flying through New York City that are over their loudspeakers saying stay 6 foot apart. You're doing awesome. The fuck kind of Orwellian 1984 bullshit is that? Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm pissed at the fucking ignorance of people. I'm pissed about the stupidity I see daily, almost hourly, by people. I'm pissed at myself, so I drive down the road and I see people out walking or whatever, right? There's a man and a woman this morning that were walking their dog as I was driving to work, and the first fucking thought I had was that they're not social distancing. I wanted to shoot myself in the fucking head. That was the first split-second thought that I had until I stopped and rationalized it and be like, well, they're fucking obviously a couple. They're living at home. They're already next to each other, so if they've got it, they fucking got it. And they're practicing their fucking civil rights. I was pissed at myself for thinking that shit. But that's the conditioning you're getting, and you're not paying attention to it, and you're not fucking seeing it. I don't give a fuck what your political beliefs are. Don't care. I don't care if you want to lick Pelosi's ass or suck Trump's dick. Don't care. You're being lied to, and you don't see it. You're thinking this little piece is flattening the fucking curve. I get so aggravated and I get so frustrated because I have to deal with people every fucking day that are all about this whole social distancing shit and flattening the curve and taking care of grandma and grandpa over a fucking virus that's only killed 15,000 people in the United States over the last 4.5 fucking months. You want to self-adulate, you want to circle jerk yourselves, fine, go do that shit. But what you're doing and what you're advocating for and what you're promoting is shutting down people's livelihoods. 16 million people unemployed directly because of this bullshit the government's doing with the COVID-19 crap. Are you going to feed them? Are you going to house them? Are you going to put clothes on their back? Are you going to put food on their table? Are you going to stand up for them in court when they go to take their kids away because they can't feed, clothe, or house them? Oh no, you're not going to care. You're going to go back to work and start going back to your normal everyday fucking life. Meanwhile, 16 million fucking people aren't going to have a damn job. Some of them will, because some of these employees will open back up, or employers will open back up, and they'll bring those people back in. That's fine. But a lot of businesses are now shuttered, which means they no longer fucking exist. They're no longer an employer. They don't have those 10, 20, 30 employees as a small business because they got shut down because of the fucking government said they're non-essential. Talked to my dad today up in Indiana. If you're caught driving and you don't have an essentials employee paper, it's a $15,000 fine. And you pat yourself on the back because you flattened the fucking curve over a virus that has only killed 15,000 people in the United States of a population of 330 plus million fucking people in 4.5 months. Wake the fuck up. You're being lied to. You have been lied to, and they're going to continue to lie to you unless everybody in this country stands up, grabs their fucking patriotic balls, and says, fuck you, we're not doing this. I can't stand it anymore. Every day. It's not the fact that I'm cooped up at home. I'm not. I have to go to fucking work every day. It's not the fact of I can't go to the grocery store and buy my food. I do that. I can still go to the grocery store and buy it. I'm frustrated at the sheer, utter ignorance of our population accepting this bullshit, allowing it to happen, and then self-gratulating themselves or self-adulating themselves because they think they did something fucking glorious by flattening the curve. And they don't even think to realize, or they don't even think about looking at, well, did we really do that? They don't think to compare our curve to every other fucking country. You flatten a curve. Yeah, you flatten a curve, all right. You flatten a curve of everybody's fucking civil rights. First Amendment, Third Amendment, Fourth Amendment, Fifth, Sixth Amendment, gone. Or huge chunks of it, gone. Food for thought. Come this fall, which is the second flu season of the year. When this shit strikes again, what are you going to do? Or the flu spikes this coming year because they gave you the B version flu vaccine, and the A version flu is the one that actually goes rampant through the United States. We're going to shut it all down again. We're going to shut it down because, 10 people in 4 different countries stubbed their toe because they tripped over this fucking step. We're going to start banning steps. That's how stupid you sound. I'm not talking to every one of you watching this video. I'm not calling every one of you stupid. Who I'm calling stupid is the people that believe the bullshit being fed to them. They take it without question and they march to that same fucking drum as everybody else saying, good job, people, we flattened the curve. You're a bunch of fucking dumbasses.